Welcome, 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 everybody. How's everyone doing tonight? Who we have in here? Ryan, what's up? Razman, Tim, hey. Turn you blue there.
Make it a smash.
Yes, sir. Love my drones, heads. Hey. Johnny in the house. Turn you into Smurf too. You're Smurf material. What's up? What's up? All that snow melt away yet, Johnny? You got sunshine up there yet? Y'all see Psycho works right there. Awesome, awesome. So tonight we're gonna build another 7-inch. This one actually belongs to Tim. That's in the chat there. Oh no, just got the snowball again. Jays. Need a freaking flamethrower, brother. So that do no good. I guess it would just melt, turn to ice then, huh?
Yeah, with 25-degree temperatures, not including the wind.
What does that keep popping up? You see it says YouTube. This site has to update in the background.
I don't know. Switch it off.
Weird. Oh, not sure. We got 7 much.
Drone. Right, Raz? Oh, Nicole.
Does that show the color more blue, Eric? Vibrant Steve. Almost the same colors than that. I am 75% done with the second one.
Plummet. Adam.
Adam, welcome, welcome.
Oh, come on. You wanted to say it. What's up, babe?
What's up, Barb?
You heard me say it all the time.
So this build tonight's going to be different because Tim wants LEDs, and we're going to give him some LEDs. These things here, if he happens to fly the quad away, NASA could definitely help him find it. They have so 2 red, 2 green. These 2 green on the front, 2 red in the rear. There's what? 1, 2, 3. 14 LEDs of red and green. And then on the back side we have 1, 2, 10 clear LEDs on each arm. This thing, I tell you what, when you plug in them LEDs, you see nothing but dots afterwards. It's like serious. These nuts
is in the house.
What? What's up, brother?
Paduga.
You got to catch up on your game. Yeah, whooping on them robots, huh? He plays that online. What was it called? Forget now. They do the robot fighting. Pretty cool. Paduga, welcome, brother. Louis is got a new niece.
Congratulations.
That's Thicky's arms are on this thing. And there's one thick arm right there. If they started doing these thick arms like this on the 5-inch, it would be a tank. Of course, you could cut them down, cut them off on like a bandsaw or something, and then just re-drill these holes and kind of do it with like a little bit of water running on it, and it isn't harmful then to get all over your hands and everything, breathing it in. And I gotta catch up on some of your videos and see how you've been doing. I watched the first one. There he is. Sorry, went ahead and take him. No, you're good, brother. I was just telling him, I was showing him the LEDs I was putting on here. That NASA can see you. He wants to be like Clark when Clark plugged the house in. That's what Tim's looking for with the quad. But we're gonna be running a diatone Mamba, of course you guys know. That's what I entice everybody to buy when they ask me what they should pick up. And I already did tinned it up and all that, which meaning, if you guys don't know, is you see the solder balls on there. I went ahead and just that's pre-tinning for the ones that don't know that are watching. Which means when you pre-tin it and then you put some solder on your wire, then when you add your heat, it's just like an instant connection instead of you trying to have to do it all at one time. So we're going to use the diatone Mamba. We're going to use some Zing E motors. That's not shocking either, right? These are the 2306 1700s. They run real good on the 7-inch. I have learned something though. I have to do more tuning on these motors to get it to fly good. I say fly good to get it dialed in versus I noticed on the Eachine Tyro 129, that 2507 stator, 1800 kV motor, it's definitely takes less attention to tune in. But no problem with these motors. I just know from moving forward in the future, on a 7-inch, 2507, on a 6-inch, we'll go with 2306. Like I said, still plenty of power. I run one, and Ryan will be running one. I promise I will get this to you, Ryan. The weather's been so crappy here. I want to get it out there and replace your antenna. Talking about that, Tim, the antennas that Banggood sent in, there you go, right here. It doesn't have the pin in the middle, but there's no problem. I can swap out for this. No big deal. This is an omnidirectional. So on the 7-inch, it actually work out better for you instead of like this is like the stubby type antenna. Not the stubby, but the little end on them.
Take a breather, and we are going to welcome Bob Biker.
Bob who?
Greg Swirlybird.
Bob.
And Head Fog.
Head Fog, welcome. Greg, the solo video, loved it. I got to do one now. I hope my batteries are still good. We don't get no mishaps, but I loved it. Love seeing you fly that solo again. That's nice.
Well, Adam has said that's not a quad arm. That's a damn wrench.
Right.
And Baduga commented that his LEDs don't have a 7-inch.
Right. But yeah, normally I don't do the LEDs. I get them from time to time and just never. I feel like because we're in the goggles, you know, we're not even going to see the LEDs basically. And well, flying at night would be cool if you got like the Caddx Ratel, which is really good for night flying, and then kind of had all the LEDs on. I think that would be pretty cool for like a light show if someone was around watching.
But Duker said it is a UFO, and Ed said it's going to look like one when it's lit up. Homeland Security is going to come running. Greg said,
Jim, welcome.
His Source One 7-inch doesn't have LEDs.
Isn't it?
Greg.
Yeah, mine don't either. Like I said, I don't put them on there. And I told Tim, I was like, man, I done did this because I have more of those LEDs here. Like I said, they're diatone. They come with grab the frame up here. They come with this. This is the Ghost V4. It's like a translucent polymer frame. And the lights go on the bottom here, so the clear ones, you know, cast through. And It's super bright. Like it would be a nice night flyer.
Homie Paul is in the house. Good morning,
Wakey,
my dear.
wakey,
He said,
welcome.
"Get jiggy with it, then, Justice."
Appreciate you coming in. What do we got? We got 12 watching. Awesome.
Bob said, "I flew a drone once this year, not counting indoor toy flying. Indoor toy flying counts.
Right. It's a drone.
It's still enjoying it. Still having fun. That's what matters."
So once I get to mountain knees, and the idea is, and they actually work perfect on the arm here. Right like this, but so by the time this here goes on, we're gonna hit perfect on the gap. And I was smart enough to think ahead and test this here, because if you notice, this is copper around there. So I did continuity test it with the ground, and it did not ping back. So this is dead. It's just, I guess, there. Which I kind of thought, because I don't know, you guys might not be able to see, but you can kind of see it ends right there, and then right in there, and it's kind of right across there. But you got to watch, because putting the screw in here, you know, and then going through the carbon. A lot of you may not know this watching. And I say that because Tim's watching. Tim's new into this stuff, guys, and he was supposed to have a couple of his friends watching. So if the carbon is conductive, so it will short things out. So you could take your positive wire and crimp it on here, and then take the negative, and I made it arc. It's like conductive as heck. Most of us found out the hard way, right, guys? So we're gonna get these out of the way for now. But that's when I come to that point in the road. They have to go on, as I build it, of course. But I'll figure out something with the wires and make it look nice and neat. And they're gonna come in. They're gonna come on when you plug in. They're not going to be connected to the flight controller, because you have to face reality. That many LEDs pulling milliamp hours off your flight controller, it's not going to work. It's not going to like it anyway. So I always watch doing that. Now they do have the flashbangs out that do work with the Mamba, and I would watch hooking 4 of them up to your board. I would probably power them off of something, off the main power, and then run the signal and all through there, like if I was to use all those.
And Jeff Freestyle is in the house.
Jeff,
and Miss
welcome.
Debbie Pratt has joined us as well.
Sis, welcome. Margarita. Okay, we're good. We got 15.
Homie Paul wants to know if tripping over the dog counts as flying. I said only if you enjoy it, then it counts as flying in the hobby.
Sure, and then you can get jiggy with it by doing some tucks and rolls as you're.
Don't forget that y'all spin.
So yeah, the radio. I'll talk about radios. So this is the radio that Tim went ahead and picked up. The Tyrannus X9B. I like the blue part, but then when you kind of turn it, you kind of get the blue and black. It's just like, what did they do there? I would rather see it like all blue, but it's not my radio, so just my preference. But nice radio. Has switches for days, and to be honest with you, I'll run you a pre-arm, Tim. So it's this one. So let me show you actually the way it would be. Well, you'd understand, I guess, because I can't get it in the camera. So pre-arm and then arm. Most people don't run pre-arm. You'd appreciate this after your hands get tore up. I'd come in from flying and just take my quad and set it down on the couch. Well, not the quad, but the transmitter, and then it would hit the pillow. Oh, you can see me dancing around the living room with that thing.
There you go, homie Paul. He was getting jiggy.
Yeah. So Joe Ford that I fly with, he's like, why don't you just pre-arm it? And it's like, that makes sense, you know, and then you pre-arm it. But I have leaned against myself with the transmitter dangling on the lanyard, and actually somehow have gotten both of them pushed a couple of times. I guarantee I couldn't do it if it was a challenge, but
Raz has ripped 4 packs
nice,
on that
Raz.
180. So much fun.
Gals, welcome.
Mr. Gauss is in the house. Chuck It is in the house.
Chuck it.
Homie Paul said 55, Chris. My tuck and roll days are over. Laugh out loud.
I hear you, Paul. You say you might tuck, but you might not roll.
Adam says I use double arm now. Too many close calls.
Yeah, and it is really like I tell you what, some of us may be able to take a full grown man punch to the face, but when them props get on those fingers, it's a whole different make you want to cry. I had them attack me in the park, like just punch them, and man, I tell you what, I don't know if I should have just let it bounce down me, because after punching it, my wrist still to the day, and that's been what, months ago?
Yeah.
I still feel my wrist. That was harder than punching a grown man. I can promise you that. A quad at full throttle coming back at you. But better at hitting me in my face, you know, ugly enough so I can't take too much damage there. That was the old rooster here.
Chuck made it back to Indy. He beat the storm. Mr.
Nice.
Gauss is actually going to get to fly this weekend, and it'll be the first back in 2020.
What do you guys mean, the first pack of 2020? 17 days into 2020.
He does have a new little one.
I'll go on and let you have that.
You
Then
know,
you got a little one.
sleep patterns and all that fun stuff.
Man, I throw it out the doors to any chance I get right out the door and stand inside. Man, I have to fly.
Right? He said, new little one, laugh out loud.
Now you turn.
Yep. Paul said, now if you turn those switches 90 degrees, you wouldn't have that problem, Chris. Up. Chuck called y'all out. You're not hitting that like button. You know, it doesn't cost anything to show some love.
All right, so we will get moving on here. What's first? Like, well, that's scary if he's asking this.
If you don't know what's first by now, I can't help you with that.
Oh, I know, right? I'd be screwed. All right. So like I said, I got to put the LEDs on first because I have to have the it mounted to the arm. First, I want to say, look, guys, Chuck, thanks. Chuck's the one that got me onto this thing. This kit is like 18 bucks on Amazon. It's 700 pieces, and you can see the quantity of the different things there. The only thing we don't see is that 250 nuts, and they're not lot nuts, they're just your average. But this kit is a must if you're, I think, into the hobby, because you lose screws. Think about it, these things vibrate. So if you're not one to go in and tighten your screws or use Loctite, then you're going to lose them. And this kit here, I'm going to be real easy because Chuck would laugh his ass off if I dumped all this on camera.
Yeah, because that's
so
like turnabout. This
is what you get, and even give you an Allen key with it. But pretty much every screw you would need for the quad as far as motors and, you know, the stack mounting and stuff, because I like to use all metal hardware through the quad and then take these plastic things off, because in the cold these shatter. So if you're building a quad for someone, they take out in the cold, it shatters, you know, it's going to start running ugly, and then they'll send it back to you and stuff like that. So look ahead on that. But yeah, this kit is well worth 18 bucks so far. I'm gonna set it down here real easy, because if not, but I'm gonna use some of them now. Chuck would dump them.
Yeah, poor Adam has yet to get to fly in 2020. When it's not raining, he's working. When he ain't raining, it's pouring.
Yet to fly in 2020? What? Oh shit, a brick already. Let me go grab a battery so I can light them LEDs so I know which way to put the green and red. Be right back.
Chuck, what you making for dinner? Mr. Gauss asked if that was a hobby wing stack. No, that is a mamba stack.
Does kind of remind you of the Hobby Wing note on it with the blue standoff stuff. Nope, Diatone Mamba. I'm into these things, man. Diatone Mamba, the MK2, and iFlight Zing E motors. I can't complain at all about them, to be honest with you. And I actually have the what's it, the F22 one, the F7 flight controller stack. If you're into, I guess, the whole, I say guru side, meaning like computer, you know, the coding and knowing what's going on and all side that thing, the F7 might make more sense to you. But to me, really, I don't see much difference. I can't see the difference in the flight, to be honest with you, to say that it's this and that. And I got that in my BFF. It flies good, don't get me wrong. But I can't tell you the whole benefit of it or not. So
Wow.
plug these in.
25 minutes into the live stream, 20 likes, but I'm starting to kind of agree with Honey Paul. He said, you better get him some Twinkies, Crystal. He's left the room twice and has yet to pick up a screwdriver. Laugh out loud. You're running a little behind, huh?
You guys can't see these lights, can you? When I tell you these things are bright, these things are bright. And then that's on the back side.
Edron said, I Super Mario smashed that like button, brother. Hear ye, hear ye, Night Train has entered the house.
Mike, welcome. Night Train. Whew. My eyeball's gonna come back. I can see now. Alright, so now I know these two are green, these two are red. Okay. And you feel they get warm quick. That's why I said they would milliamp hour your hey bud.
Vampire. When isn't Chris building the quad? When he's flying.
John, welcome. He popped right up on my lap. He actually was sliding at the same time, so. Alright.
He was just up here in my lap.
So I'm gonna go with these longer ones that kid I was just showing you, and they should. If they're too long, I'll just snip them off. But because that's the good thing. I got a pair of cutters that'll cut right through that stuff. But I don't know the shorter one. Let's scale it out here real quick. All right. So like I said, you have to bear with me going with the LEDs because I normally don't do this. So I'm just trying to go with the flow. With the flow. So you see how I'm saying how it's going to conjoin itself there. And then at the top here, I'll just figure out something there. Just figure the motor screws are there. Hope I'm in frame here. If I'm not, yell at me. So that's what we're going to be looking at.
Well, Homie Paul said, why do you need lights on a racing drone?
Homie.
You can't see them.
Right. This is for Tim that's in the lobby here. He is a trucker, so he flies camera birds right now, so he just wants it just in case something happens. That in line of sight, he wants to run our line of sight. He is going to get into the FPV thing, but so just have more visual.
But no, that's the thing. Not everybody flies race quads.
As right.
FPV with goggles. There are line of sight flyers. There are extremely skilled line of sight flyers.
I'm going to get off on the wrong track here. Because this is not standoff ones.
And guys, just to let you know, Mr. Tim Cox is in the house, and he is the customer that is going to be enjoying this new baby.
Yes, sir.
Tim, I have to ask, most of the guys consider their quads as a female. Are you going to be in the same boat? Is this a new lady coming to life tonight?
Maybe able to do these longer bolts. These are the ones that go through for the outer arm. I was thinking on the inner arm. But these are Source 1 frames, guys. Now, this is, yeah, that should work perfect. Looks like perfect. Perfect. Oh, I do believe. But these frames are like really good. This is the RDQ one. I don't know the whole. I know there's a conflict there, but I don't want to get involved with that. But, they're really nice frames. The Source 1, they're open source frames. If you don't know, so I've got a tangled mess here. Bear with me. We'll get out of it. So it's in open source frame. So what happens is the community flies it and then they give their inputs on it, and then they, you know, if it's suitable, they change it to what that person suggested. And they work very well.
Yes. I kind of figured so. Yes, Tim has confirmed this is a new lady being born tonight. Will be named soon.
Will be named soon. Okay. I'm going to keep checking this until I bolt these down because I know I want to actually put your green in the front and the red in the rear. I guess it just makes more sense that way. Red in the rear.
Well, Chuck said all his quads are redheaded stepchildren, so yeah, red can go in the rear.
I tell you.
Are you blind?
Yes. All right. Trying to see here with the wires. I could do the wires later. I won't keep you guys worrying about that. I'll just unsolder them and put some kind of snake skins or something on them. Tim, as far as the arms here, let me show you on this quad.
Very true, Baduga. 7-inch is a big racer anyway.
Yes, it's right here. You guys want to see it? So Tim.
And no, the camera's not making it look larger.
No, that's how big it is. I mean, it's off a 5-inch. Tim, I will do these in blue if that's okay with you. And then I'm pretty sure you'd probably want to eventually get a camera for it. We run the GoPro sessions in them. I don't know if you want to try to pick up. These are getting kind of rare to grab right now. Or I can do you a Hero mount. So just let me know whatever. I'll print that. Like, it's not need to know tonight. Or if you even want to mount, but it probably, even if you're not planning on putting a camera in it, probably be a bad idea to have that on there as a new flyer getting into this stuff, because it'll kind of give you a little protection. Blue's fine. Cool. Okay, and it will be this color blue right here.
And guys, like Tim said, he is new coming over.
And it protects your wires, so.
This side. So he is open to suggestions of goggles. We've all been there.
He knows my suggestion. Fat Shops. Dominator V3s are what I like. They have a variety of ones. They have the HD3s. They have just HDOs, HDO2s. No, the bag. Oh, they're actually fell down to your chair. I say, well, don't be running them over on me. All right. I ran my mouth. Let's just check one more time. I'm good. Okay. But to be honest with you, Tim, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to wait if that's how we're gonna do this. I don't know if is this how we're gonna, like, or am I mailing this to you? Or are we gonna meet up at IO? Or I know we're meeting at IO, or in Indiana rather, and
we're meeting at Nuba.
So, well, yeah, Nuba. But what I'm saying is, I have the Dom V3s you could try on. I have the HD3s. Chuck has the HDOs. Josh has
Oh yeah, dear. If you're
multiple
gonna
choices
wait,
of you to be able to put on your
you
on your
will be
face.
able to try them on and see what you actually enjoy better.
Right. That's what I'm trying to get at.
There will be a wide variety there.
All right, let's hit the hole here, guys.
That's what she said.
But yeah, so that's, to be honest with you, because do you have to wear glasses all the time, or just when you drive, or because that's going to make a difference too. Now the good thing with Fat Sharks are, and multiple others I'm sure offer the same thing. You can put Dopplers in here. You can go to your doctor and get your same lens job on your glasses, and they snap in here, and then it's just like putting your glasses on at that point. So there's an option for you on that. Lewis runs the. I'm sure he probably already told you he's still here. Did Lewis say what goggles he runs? Yeah, he's still here. I want to say Sky Stars, but I think I'm wrong on that. Like I said, there's multiple pairs out there.
People have said Sky Zones.
Sky Zones, there you go.
030s.
There you go.
Vipers are great. I've heard for glass wearers.
Yes, the Vipers. Yes, that they're heard also for that.
Chuck said, just listen to Chris. You ask us, and you're going to get 20 different answers. But do the run Sky Zone.
Sky Zone. That's what I thought.
But no, honestly, I mean, think about it. Without this network, you wouldn't know all of these different options.
And the only reason why I say,
John RC Fun said Fat Shark Recon's V3, $89.
I know he's in the neighborhood of looking for the fat
FPV. Welcome, my dear. Josh Withrow is also in the house tonight.
Josh EBR. I saw that video, man. Wow. Whew. That thing took off. But I know Tim is in he's got his mind made up as far as wanting the Fat Shark style. I do know that. So, but like I said, it's when I was first getting into it, man, I wish I had people around that I could have tried their goggles on, and because when I first started, I went through probably like, Christ, I don't know how many pair of box goggles.
Enough.
Please don't mind the wires. I would definitely
It will all be nice
work that out
and buttoned up.
I'm like right now I go, oh, what? All right, so I can actually look off of this frame to see if this hardware will be fine. Never on there. Go all the way through. It should work perfect. Okay, so we're good there. Rather put all, like I said, hardware through here, metal hardware. Especially with you being new, she's going to probably taste the ground a couple times. So no worries, crashing's fun.
Now, Tim says he does have the DJI racing goggles. They are not the DJI FPV goggles, but would they work?
Yes, Tim, they will work. I do know that because I have these, and these are made for the Mavic Air or the Phantom and stuff like that, to where yours actually has an antenna on them, correct? And then you scan the bandwidth over here, or something like the swipe. You know how they work by swipe right here. It's like touch sensitive. If you guys don't know.
Only squishes in the house. He said,
Squishy.
Definitely not enough LEDs.
Squishy. Not enough squish. Damn. You sure?
And Tim Hun, just to let you know, you'll see a bunch of these guys trying to give Chris a hard time. These guys are all family.
And as
So
I'm sorry.
that's what they do. They rag on each other all the time. Please don't take offense if you see them ragging on him.
So as you can see, like I said, I was checked in front of myself. You can see this is giving me no conflict with being screwed to the carbon, because I took a meter and tested here and here to see if they were connected, and I got no kind of feedback. So that was
person. Green light, red light, red light.
I know, man.
Light.
I'm telling you now, it's like Christmas. And then underneath the arm here, it's like what I've learned before is when I Marky's quad. You guys remember building that SkyStar thing that I gave him? So when it's in the air, this clear light really deflects out. Where and it's like, whoa. Like I said, this thing, if he loses it, he'll just call the space station and say, "Can you find my quad?" And, yeah, it gets right there near your truck, not a little further over. Well, nope, yeah, right there.
Mr. Gauss said, speaking of which, MD, did you see my video featuring you?
I did not. I have been slacking on watching videos, and I'll tell you why. I've been going through pretty much hell here lately. We had somebody hit our car, so I've been working on the car and doing everything, but I will watch it, I promise.
Yeah, for the past several weeks, we've had some technical difficulties. That's why we missed a few shows, and unfortunately the car was totaled. But fortunately for me, I have an amazing mechanic and body man, and he's been putting his talents to work. He not only builds quads, he also repairs cars. We definitely have a special visitor tonight, Mr. Bird in the Hand, Simon.
Simon, welcome. So Tim, also, you've heard me talk about. I talked to 2 other truck drivers. That would be Chuckit that's in here, and Holy Squish. So that's who, like I said, I talk to. We talk every day. Sometimes love, sometimes hate.
You know how family goes.
Appreciate you stopping in, Simon.
He said, well, knock me down sideways and put my head in a pepper pot. I caught alive with you all. The very best to all of you.
Yeah, like I said, I do this over on the FPV NoobTube channel. Guys, check that out also if you don't know about that. So that's a group channel that Chuckit, Josh Withrow, myself, and eDrone are part of, and it's fun. So we do things over there for the community, more like I said, community channel. Help out and teach something, learn something.
Oh my God, they have corrupted another one.
What?
Ed said, I will be Falco X soon. Woohoo!
You guys are kidding me with
He's
that.
sticking it in the Batman 220. And poor Badugas are there. Emu.
Right. Emu. All right, there we go. And then I like to put a couple of these on top of this, even though it does have that those thumb screws. And that's one thing with this I like. I don't know if this is going to be with the TBS ones or not. I haven't bought none recently, but you notice the thumb screws are built into the frame now. You don't have to put them in no more. You guys that have the Source ones, you know that what I'm talking about. So pretty cool to see that. Like I said, I like to take the stack apart and mount it in there. Because as soon as you hit with them plastic standoffs, snap a pooey. You guys probably hear some noise in the back. That's the printer running. You hear like R2D2 or something. Anybody say anything to me in chat? Crystal's
I
monitoring
keep you
chat,
straight.
so
They know that.
all right. I just don't know if a lot of people know that, but I can't see chat. So we can crank these center ones, but the outer ones are gonna have to be loose
Neymar
for
said
now.
those LEDs should be on the top. First hard landing and something's gonna break.
Yeah, but he wants to see them from the bottom. That's what I said. It's gonna be something I have to figure out because we got these here, so I'm gonna try to incorporate them somewheres to where they're gonna work. They may have to get cut around a couple of the LEDs, but
Tim said that would rock if the LEDs were dim and then get brighter with more throttle. But to do that, they would have to have a false start ballast, and that LED string doesn't come with that.
and you could do it through beta flight, but that's what I'm saying. Running all of these LEDs through your flight controller and all, it's not, I wouldn't chance it. Like it's something's gonna go down for sure. But they do have like the smaller ones that do that pulsate, and when you throttle, they get real bright. But these are going to be like normal power, like I said, just to plug in and kind of boom.
Chuck said just put on phone pads.
That's exactly what I thought. That's what I was thinking earlier. I was like, man, on the bottom. And, well, these are thick. I'll show you one here that's not on. You can see they're kind of thick. So you're supposed to bolt them here and then bolt your motors through it. But I just don't see, because you have this here. So compressing that LED down and getting that to set through there, I just don't trust that.
Headphone says, how much does that frame cost?
This frame is $35 if it's not on sale, and $30 if it is. I got one that I fly that I built, and I built RDFPV one. Ryan, it's right here. It's really, really, really a nice frame. I like it. Flies pretty dang good. And like I said, the Source One frames, they always have been one of my favorites. And the arms on this guy's, I think they're like 5 millimeters, 6. I don't know if they're as thick as the Apex ones. I think they are.
Vanmer said if they have to be on the bottom, then wrap them with clear heat shrink.
It might have some clear heat shrink I can do that with.
If you don't, I can just get it. Monday.
I think I have some over there, or in my bag somewhere, wherever it's at. But I don't know if I get over that hub either. For that round part. No.
Tim said, can we hook up laser beams that can shoot out at night?
Right? Pew, pew. Almost. Of course, that would probably just work right there. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I can already guarantee you they're going to get damaged top or bottom. Especially if I was flying it. Because I will try to squeeze it through a tiny, teeny hole. And what I mean by here, if you guys don't know, as far as when I say all metal standoffs, is take this stuff off here and just go ahead and remove it. Right, better from the bottom, so you don't tear nothing up. And I mean, it's good to just have around in your box. All my quads don't have all metal hardware, but I like to do this for, like I said, when I'm building for others. Just makes sense. Especially, like I said, someone new getting into it, which Tim flies camera birds, but new into this part. So Kind of gives them a little bit more room there to bounce around. And then we'll just use some washers. Pop her in. I'll probably need more than this, but I'll go on a hunt to find some. I got some around here. We'll see how this works out. Get at it. There you go.
Chuck said, leave some power for the motors. He's around laughing.
Leave what?
He said, leave some power for the motors.
No. When you plug in these LEDs, you go, whoa. All right. Let's see.
See? Squish understands. He said, you won't cause cars to crash at night with the LEDs on the top. What the hell is that?
And I like this hardware kit here. You know, like I said, most of these you guys know are real fat. The threads, look at this. Usually I have to bore that out to do that.
Everyone, please welcome Miss Kathy C. She is Tim's wife. She said it's looking good, Chris.
Hey, thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I probably will use one of these in between it.
Adam said when you plug that in, his damn lights are going to dim.
Right? So, and you see right here, so I don't have none of the, I know, like I said, I don't get these plastic kits, but you can get these plastic kits and they got these full through, but I'll show you a trick with this. This is just the normal standoff that come off of that. So you just go ahead and start putting it down on there. And then you take your
Uh-oh, y'all have been more.
Okay.
Been more.
So take your side cutters, snip it off.
Chuck said, now behave, y'all. A lady is in the house, not used to our tomfoolery.
And then just go ahead and crank it down. And then you'll see what happens. Let me remove this. You see how it just pushes itself through and just kind of punches that right on up.
But Chuck, I have to say, yes, Chuck, I know that's not exactly what you said. You said, behave, you bastards. But you know, y'all are my family, so I can't call y'all bastards. I am kind of like the mama of the bunch, so it doesn't quite fit. But remember, Chuck, she is married to a truck driver. I think she can handle you guys.
So another thing to be aware, you guys do build your own. If you're thinking of it, you know, ones that build already know. Watch putting these down on here. Some of these FETs set out further, and this hex of the piece will hit it. And if some are confused, like, well, if he took them off and said don't use them, why is he using them? Because it still has the all metal hardware going all the way through it versus this here screwed in here, this nylon. And then as soon as this gets cold, a hard hit, snap, and then your flight controller's floppy, your bird's starting to sing and tell you something different. So like I said, just gotta be careful tightening it down on there. Like now I can feel it clicking against it, so that's all I basically do.
Oh, but Duggar, you are so full of it. He said, why not, Crystal? You already told us first. I have not. Well, see, there you go. Tim just admitted it. She's a trucker's wife, and he has no filters, so she's used to it. There's a few of us ladies around who can handle it.
I think it's awesome you guys are into drones and stuff. Like I said, and like Chuck, you know, he said before, them being out on the road and stuff, you know, the chat that we're on to is like cool because you get to communicate.
See, Vampire knows me well. Crystal is a heavenly angel.
He's kissing ass for something.
Mountain Dew or cigarettes.
Or he's almost, no, he ain't started tequila yet.
Nah, it's not 9 o'clock. It's still early. I don't know, though. It's Friday night.
And this little wrench here comes in handy. He gets stuck on there too.
See, Honey Paul knows. He said, "Did you mention cake, Crystal? Great idea." Yes, indeed, babe. Go get you some tea and some cake and sit back and enjoy.
Like I said, I know I don't do much builds over here, but just want to start doing more. And a lot of people's like, "Oh, you doing more line?" And like, cause you know, a lot don't make their way to the FPV YouTube channel, which we can share.
Yeah, Miss Kathy, I think the truck drivers are the sailors of land. Definitely.
For sure. That's one way of looking at it.
Very true, Bob. You don't have to be a trucker to have no sensors. Very true. Or no filters.
True. Get stuck on there. All right, so there's the ESC mounted. We start doing our motors.
Well, you're going to have to go get coffee then, my dear. He said, too late for tea. We'll have to have coffee. Otherwise, Chris will send me to sleep. Tea is relaxing. Very true. Go get that coffee, baby.
Well, as long as you fall asleep and you keep the YouTube on, you're good. Hey, cut this on.
Honey, it's like...
If it don't peel off, just do that.
Almost 1 a.m. I think that's a little late for pasta. Pasta's a little heavy that early.
And then just like so, pop that back there.
Thomas was smart. He said, "Ooh, build it, send it." He said, "Coffee. I already got my coffee before I sat down."
Me put that there.
Kathy said, "Tim doesn't know what a filter is." Well, welcome to the family because neither do most of these guys. See, I kind of agree with you, Baduga. It's never too late for pasta. I personally absolutely love Italian food, love pasta. I can eat it 24 hours a day, so I agree, but I thought I was
trying
one
to
of
mock
a
some
kind.
stuff up here. Trying to think. Because this is a 30 by 30 VTX, so I can actually get it in the stack because this frame should definitely be tall enough. But you got to watch for heat because I definitely don't want it to be throwing out a lot of heat on that flight controller.
Vampire said, "What VTX is that?"
This is actually the iFlight Force. It goes up to 1 watt, but on 6S they've had some problems with it, but we're running 4, so. And Tim, if this thing ever does decide to do something, don't hesitate to let me know, and I'll definitely honor it, no doubt. I'll definitely fly it actually before you get it and put it through its paces just to make sure all's good with it. If something happens, I'll just replace it, and no cost to you at all. Just couples had problems with it, so I'm not saying they all have problems. He is used to burning things. You should already know who I'm talking about. You shouldn't even have to ask who.
Chuck.
She already knew, Chuck.
Chuck.
Well, she had to ask, but
I just wanted to clarify, see if you'd say, but you didn't.
kind of did. But
no balls.
He knew who I was talking about.
Raz said, "I run it on 6S and no issue."
There you have it.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it.
What?
Tim said, "Filters are for coffee, and I have no fucking pot of coffee."
I told you guys I believe Tim will get along and chat well.
And I have turned Miss Kathy into a Smurf as well.
Okay, good. Thank you.
What did Vampire say?
Let's go ahead and start putting our standoffs in here. And then that'll tell us our height on. I'm good with that VTX. I believe I'm going to be.
Vampire said, "What VTX is that?"
I said the iFlight.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Squish. She said no, the other one. Oh God.
I see, I done told you, boy.
No, where is it?
Tim was saying in our chat the other night, yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
She didn't want to repeat that, John. She had to get me
Squish said, I want to hear Crystal say it though.
to. Go for it. This is not for kids. No, sir. This shit will cut kids' fingers off. And grown men's, too. Haven't lost a finger, but I tell you what. I wear scars from these monsters. At first, Tim wanted me to build him like a 10-inch.
Chuck, balance. Me?
I told him.
Don't you know I balance enough?
I'm trying to stay in
I
frame
have
here,
to
guys.
balance this guy.
I told him, I said, man, we might want to start you out on a 5-inch first. So when he ordered these frames, they actually, he was thinking he's ordered 7-inch or 5-inch, but he sent in 7-inch. So, which ain't no big deal. Like I said, them built 2 of them, and actually he has another one up here. Oh, let me get it.
Yes, John. He said, so if
Another
the board
complete
touches the screw
one
going
for
through
parts.
it, cut it short. Yes.
Say that again.
So if the board touched the screw going through it, could it short?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Tim said, can we got LEDs on top and bottom?
No. You would not be able to get off the ground at that point. We'd have to add extra battery pack to you. These things get warm.
Oh my God.
I promise you these will be
God.
plenty. Because
I don't
they
know.
reflect here also. Let me slide these out. See right here?
I don't know what you all have done and what kind of
Show
blinders
you here.
you slid over Miss Kathy. But she says, nothing surprises me. I think I can handle this group of fine people.
Fine people.
Yeah.
She used fine people. You hear that, guys?
Yeah. Y'all behave now, like Chuck said.
All right. So let's go ahead and... Oh, man. I can only imagine them all on top and bottom. Holy cow. See, bud, we got 12S LiPo on that thing for the light, sir.
Sure, you can cuss in Portuguese, but that doesn't mean any of us are going to be able to read it or understand it, but you can go right ahead, babe.
Have at it. Just tighten these down a little bit now. I'm actually shocked. I'm actually getting a nice bite on those screws. I was kind of wondering with this board, which, you know, with the aliens, they do that PDB type thing set up like that through this thing and locks the frame in. That scares me, but it's kind of showing me it's not that bad.
Tim said 12-inch.
Tim, I'm actually working on
Yes, my dear, it can be done.
a 10-inch build, believe it or not. And believe me, that 10-inch I'm talking about, it's going to be a monster. It's the iFlight DC-10. It is, yeah. But I'm liking the bigger frames. I always have. When it comes to anything, my brain just goes bigger's better. Some of y'all's wife might say no.
Oh, Jesus. No, you did not.
But
Doc is in the house.
What?
He
What?
said alien the best.
Hater. We got some of them coming. Stay tuned. Don't get out on us too soon. But you say alien, but you forgot who the king is, man. The Apex. What's replacing the alien? The Apex. Look, I'm already got some new hardware on the bottom of her. Huh? That's my partner in crime, guys, Doc Watson. All
Yeah,
right.
you definitely don't want to get hit by a quad, but Doc is Chris's witness of what happens when a quad tries to attack him. Chris hits back.
Fight or flight. That's all I have to say. And that there was no running that day. So I will be out of frame for doing this, I do believe.
Chris Riley is in the house.
Chris Riley. Guys, if you haven't checked Chris's channel out, check it out. He did a on Velocidrone, his place, and he also did my place. So if you guys play Velocidrone, you could go in there, search Chris Riley, and then put play either one of our places. Fly, that's what I'm trying to say. Hey, get this bolt here down through here. Sorry, like I said, I'm out of frame here.
Slightly. Move to the. After the discussion we had with Chuck earlier today, either way I go, I'm going to screw this up.
It's because the frame
Move
is.
to the left. Your real left, not the camera left.
Let me see.
No, I meant move to the quad.
Yeah, see, it's not gonna. It's because the frame is too large.
It's too large.
So let me go ahead and get this down real fast.
Squish that bigger, better.
Bigger is better squish.
He said, yeah, Chris needs family-sized bag of Skittles. Not no cheap fun.
Yeah, don't give me the little consumer side. I need the big box.
Doc said last time I checked, it broke on you last time we flew.
Hey, pilot helped it.
Pilot error. Pilot error.
Dude hitting that trailer. Ooh, it did her in. That force of that thing bouncing off that trailer, and oh man, I guarantee I could go back there and those grommets are laying right there on the ground, if not embedded in that trailer. Those people probably come back to work like, what the hell is this?
Squish said, did you let Doc know you were jealous of him after that video?
Yep. Always jealous. All right, let's put another one on. Yeah. It's coming along, Tim. Starting to look like something.
He at least picked up the screwdriver.
So Tim was with me, guys, at the end of my Banggood fiasco, and Tim was the one that purchased $600 worth of stuff that they refunded, and did what they did, and they just screwed everything else up on his bill. To be honest with you, he had to reorder the radio, so he ordered that right through FR Sky themselves. It's a nightmare, but I appreciate you hanging in there with me through all that. I'm sorry for putting you through that Chinese mess. I thought I was on to something. So there we go. 2 motors on. Looking good, looking good. And like I showed you before, that'll I'll print that, and that will go straight across here, cover that up. We'll wrap them. Boom. Done. Out of the way. And don't think you're not going to break this thing. Tell them, guys, breaking stuff is fun. But he has, like I said, another whole frame for parts. And you can see me putting it here together. It's really not that much involved with, assembling the parts of the frame. And if need be, I'm there for you.
RC Crazy is in the house.
Eric. Welcome, welcome. I think he was in here earlier. Welcome back.
They found it Walmart. Grocery shopping.
I say grocery shopping every Friday. Get anything good? Can you share? Hungry.
You are not hungry. You have been fed.
Shh, I haven't ate yet. Appreciate you guys hanging out though with us. Like I said, I want to do more on this. I know looking at the bench, some of you may get bored, but just want to try to change it up a little bit, do some different things. Next week, we're going to have Leon Vander on the show. You guys remember Leon? If not, you will get a chance to meet him.
Yes, he did, John. He did pre-10 DSC work.
Yes, I did pre-10 everything ahead of time. Because I was trying to figure out the LEDs. Like I said, it's fun to do them. Just something I don't do all the time. So, ideas as I go kind of come to me as I'm messing with them. So, I went ahead and pre-10 them up the other night. Thought, well, I'll go ahead and do the Mamba and stuff. A lot that really hang around anymore kind of already know the method, so I just kind of thought that would kind of help speed things up a little bit.
Thomas said, breaking it is fun, Chris. Fixing and replacing is the pain.
Well, that's how you learn, though. That's how I learned.
Now get this one. Squish says, I've never bent a prop in my life.
Yeah, because he can't find the motor after it's crashed. Never bent a prop. That's because there's nothing but the hub left. I know. I remember when I first met Squish, Chuck showed me a video. He had his boots on and exactly squish through the water looking for his quad. I kid you not.
Night, Lewis.
Night, Lewis. Thank you for stopping in and hanging out. Appreciate you.
Squish said, I recovered that one in the river.
I know you did good on that one.
Now, Kathy said, Chris, don't encourage him to break stuff. He does that just fine on his own. Most men do.
Miss Kathy, he's going to break a lot more
Let me
messing
tell
with
you
this
something,
stuff.
Okay? Every time Chris goes out with the guys, okay, perfect example was this past weekend. He went out flying with E-Drone and Josh Lithrow.
And Doc.
He comes back home. This time I did not go. He comes home, and he is proudly showing off.
Problem. No turn no more.
Each one of the quads and what was wrong with it.
That's
and
called
I'm like,
slamming the concrete.
I looked at him just as dead serious as I could be.
See the motor?
Said, did you actually bring back any of them working?
Flat spotted it.
He said, one. He said, but I broke a prop on it. I was like, well, the prop is better than the rest.
I tore that up. I tore up the apex, I'm sorry. I went flying at a trailer like you would pull you guys on the road. And I turned one into it. You see on my video, I went bang against it. Like so hard. Boom. It blew. It had these exact nuts, but out here, the cone washers and the screws, and it just blew all four heads, and the cone washers completely were gone. So that one, I tore that up. I broke that motor I showed you guys. And this one, I ripped off the ESC. As you can see, it took a hell of a prop strike right here. It still does work in arm. I fixed this on Crystal Show the other night when I armed it on the deck and had to solder the motor wire back on. But yeah, braking's fun.
Chuck said, Chris,
What?
focus.
What?
That's why I laughed, because, yeah.
Hey, Chuck, this ain't the noob. You can go to bed anytime you want, bro.
Oh!
Usually he's like, damn it, I need to go to bed. I got to drive. All right, so let's go ahead and solder up our wars. Let me make sure.
Vampire said, Chuck, he can't hear you. You're not in the corner helping.
Ray Vampire, huh? Chuck, huh? All right, so I do have it on the front of the frame. Remember that? Last time I built one, I put it so many different ways. That was Chuck's fault, though.
You are always blaming Chuck.
It's usually Chuck's fault.
Have a great weekend, EBR.
Have a good one, EBR. Thank you for stopping in.
Chuck said, I'm good for blame. We got broad shoulders.
He knows. So then we start to solder on our wires. Get that. My gun's turned down. I remember turning it down. I usually run my gun really super hot. I like the whole touch and go method.
Oh.
What?
Well.
What?
They're discussing where they are and that weather's coming, and Tim says that's okay. I'm like Moses. I part the weather.
Moses, huh?
And pass on by. Well, he's gonna be perfect for flying then. Mother Nature throws something at him, he's gonna be like, stop, chill, I'm gonna fly. Do you understand?
Sorry for that. Phoenix, Arizona. I do not know who that is. All right. Oh, we'll need some more shoulder.
Brad said, I'm still here.
That's cool, man. You're digging that 180. Like I said, it was a fun quad.
Doc said that 401 has such a weird solder placement.
Why? What's weird about it, Doc? Talking about on the corners.
Chuck said, you're right, Doc. It ain't Kiss.
Kissos. I got something y'all kiss. What? Keith.
Oh, yeah. Tim's definitely qualified to hang out with all of us. He said 19 years on driving, 30 years driving his wife crazy.
Gotcha. Yeah, fit in.
Jeffrey Style says I put my battery leads on first.
I always get to sometimes put them on first or get them on there last.
Doc says it has a slit across the standoff. Was that a little hot?
That's a little hot. But I like to get right in here on this, you guys can see. And then I zip tie around the standoff and then kind of plug in right here. Sometimes coming up through the back and all works, but this works very, very well. This method here.
Thomas says it wasn't hot. I didn't feel a thing.
It got a little warm. Once, like I said, I run my gun wide open, my soldering station, so it gets kind of warm. So this I'm gonna kind of make go here, kind of get it on there. I like to put a zip tie around that, stop that from bouncing around.
Did he say sometimes coming from the back works? Of course it does, John. However you can get to it.
Hit it from the front. Any way you want.
What? Doc, what time were you at ED today? I ain't buying it, because the only time I wasn't at ED today was between 10 after 1 and 10 after 2.
It wasn't an ED.
That's what I said. I ain't buying it.
Watch cutting this stuff off here. I've seen it go down in the motor and totally smoke the motor when you go to start it. So I like to, this magnet or this tray over here is magnetized.
Dude, you gotta quit visiting Nate and actually come to the main office and visit me.
Easy, okay. But
Oh my
that
God.
stuff will get down in your motor and cause you havoc that you don't want. Did you get your alien kit yet, Doc? No, you're waiting on them.
Doc said, put them all in one building. Oh, hell, he was there at 9 o'clock. Baby Doc, I was there at 6:50 this morning.
She got banker hours. She wasn't there.
Shit, I wish I had banker's hours.
See how that thing shoots out of there? You gotta watch that.
And we are putting them all in one building. We had the architect in there the other day, and plans are being made. Walls will be coming down.
Nice solid right there. Put a little zip tie around her. Done. No war weights. We'll kind of just tuck that down the arm here, and then like I said, this is gonna get I haven't have to print them yet. The tubes down the arm and then zip tied. So there we go. That's the first one done. And we'll move on. And my motor placement.
Birdman said, what
wire.
was that metal thing, Chris? Metal from what?
That was from the capacitor mic. And these tweezers suck. A little bit more solder on there.
Doc said it finally landed in the U.S. So my new alien friends will be in its new home.
Nice.
Chuck said, Chris is drinking on this bill too, right? No.
No, Chuck.
No,
Behave.
not tonight.
Hey, Doc, I actually have a second Apex going to be on its way. Thank you, Tim, for me helping Tim out. He's going to help me out. It's awesome.
John said, those blue, I can't read.
I just can't get right with these
Those blue
tweezers.
cables look nice. Don't even need snakeskin.
Yeah, they'll just have some blue, like I said, that I blue TPU I print now and put over them instead of snakeskins. Like I said, on soldering, you want your gun to be hot because you want that nice solder joint.
Yeah.
Now this is kind of laid out different, Doc. If this is where you're talking about, like how they take the and put the right on that corner.
John said, Chris, you're doing it wrong.
I know.
Keep the solder gun on there until you burn the pads off. That's what I do.
I don't know how you. I tried one day online. I tried to burn burn it off, dude. I don't know how. Of course, I guess that's. I don't know. My gun goes up to. Shoot. What is it?
Doc said, ooh, another Apex. I can watch fall apart.
This guy. This guy. You know it. Hey, I told him. I said, if I run this one this hard, how am I gonna run the other one when I get it?
Squish said it's not soldering unless caps pop off the board.
No, not with a customer's build. My build, that would be cool. I need more on that. I already see that. That wire's not tinned up that good.
No, they don't, Squish. I've seen your bird. He said, I don't know how you guys make builds look so nice. Mine looks like a paraplegic put it together.
Will you be doing this, Squish? I don't want to tap on it. Want Tim to build. If you guys want to practice solder on stuff like that. Like
Tim
watch.
said, what? Hot solder? I never knew.
You should be able to solder across that much.
Vampire said, what size in KV are those blue life lights?
2306, 18, or 1700. I'm sorry. Yeah, see, it's not sticking to that. Oh yeah, that's there it is. You gotta get it hot enough.
Yeah. Squish
And you
it.
could solder those letters.
Squish it. That's because I electrical tape everything.
So check this out.
And Ed uses wire nuts, so it's okay.
So this is what it looks like. And then just for shits and giggles, I soldered it all up.
John said, now you're just showing off.
What do you mean? Actually, you can do the Mamba head here on the board. You actually can solder that Mamba head. I did it on Ryan's. Like I said, run that hot gun. That's the idea. You get that hot. Look at that. I just that quick. Nice shiny joint. Nothing cold. If it kind of looks silverish, like a dull silver, then you kind of want to resolder it to where it looks shiny. If it's dull, it's a cold joint. Which sometimes I kind of wish I could solder and it be a cold joint. When I rip stuff off, it'll rip off just the solder joint, not the whole pad and everything. Yeah, so you can see it started taking it. You gotta get it real hot just because of what that board's made of. All right, we are ready to move on. Looks like they got that now. I had to those wires here. They must have got do these ones. 7-inch, these 2306 17s. They take a little bit of tuning to get them right, but can be done. So for a 7-inch, probably 2507 is the good starting spot for KV. You know, to be plenty of power. And I noticed they take a lot less to tune, less tension. I guess because there's so much more power. Stator.
Simon said that would make a great spinner. Thomas said, you can't really say that, Chris. Lead-free solder looks like cold solder most of the time.
True, I guess, but the solder I use. So there you go. If you're using lead-free, it might show you something different, but I like a nice shiny joint.
Well, John, you're not technically supposed to inhale solder smoke. I know it tends to like go straight up the nostrils no matter what, but
No, when I do it, that's why I see my smoke drift away. I kind of like blow it away from me as I solder.
that's what Raj just said. Breathe out one solder.
Yep. Because it is harmful, and if you suck enough of that stuff in,
Squish said probably not as harmful as my Newports.
You will grow another ear. So right now I'm gonna tin up the XT60 connector. It's just a matter of pouring some solder in it. Let me get.
Oh my God! Now I'm in trouble. Chuck said lead-free solder is for communists. And before that, he said Squish has broken more arms this year than days have gone by. Before that, he said all that matters. he just called me out. He said, "Nah, Crystal ain't reading none of my comments. I missed a few. Shoot me."
Get her, Chuck. Oh, I wouldn't have it, man.
He said, "I know, right? Oh my God. Now look, this is bullshit." Now Squish is saying she didn't read Vampire's comments either, Chuck. Chuck and Vampire don't feel the love. Now she ain't reading mine because she's reading Chuck's. All right, Thomas. Vampire said his 7-inch has 2208, 2150 kV.
So right, you got no, what you say?
Is his bigger
2208?
than yours?
2208?
2208, 2150.
Nah.
Vampire said, "Hey, now I said nothing." That's because out of all the ones running their lips, who do we see more often? Vampire.
Right?
The doc's just sitting over there being quiet because I see him more than I see any of them.
Do, 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 do.
Vampire said, "Nah." Oh, God damn, shots being fired all over the place. It's a good thing I can duck, dodge, and weave all at the same time. Squish told everybody, "It'll be alright, guys. I'm sorry she's being like this." Oh, I think you're huffing nitrous now, Squish, not back in the day, babe. Mission Junk is in the house. Thank you so much. 28 likes smashed.
Nice. Appreciate you guys.
Oh, okay. Vampire was saying that Chris said nah on my 2208, 2150 motors. So I'm going to ask you, Vampire, does that mean yours is bigger than his?
Nah. Ask yourself the number. Think of what he's saying, right? Now ask yourself, are they big?
Oh, come on, Squish. I know what will make Chuck feel better and feel the love and totally forget that I supposedly ignored him. And all I have to do is mail him some cookies.
Cookies? Huh? She ain't saying nothing about me, fool.
Chuck said 2208, 2150 is best mode. I think he meant beast mode, but he said best mode. Dr. Watson said he's done. Don't be lazy.
There we go for that.
Oh, Jesus.
We're ready to put our flight controller
so
on.
We can always pull them out and measure them. Babe, you bring yours to the next meetup, and that's exactly what we're going to do. On camera, so everybody can see whose is bigger. We're going to end this debate.
I got 3 inches hard. Remember, I exaggerate. So it's probably only like 2.
Birdman said, "Dang, bro, I forgot you could shrink that with a soldering iron."
Yeah, you have to watch that thing get too dirty looking.
Right, Thomas? You say cookies too much, and Axio might just show up. He's like that Bloody Mary ghost.
I always like to make sure my clearance under there. I kind of don't want them wires
Give Chuck cookies
balled up.
and then tell me what Vampire said that everyone's happy.
Touching.
Are you talking about Vampire saying that you can pull them out and we'll measure them? I did read that one. I did not ignore that one. Now I just got to make Chuck cookies.
And it looks like we're going to be good to go.
Oh, that is
with the
so
these for the
much
VTX.
BS. Chuck says, "Well, until I get said cookies, I hold my current position on the matter." Speaking of cookies.
Yeah, I'd like to have some. You want to make some this weekend?
No, E-Train's holding my cookies. They're not in yet.
I was going to say, no, they'll be a while. He said that for sure. Yeah, we should be good to go. Put that on there.
Oh, now Vampire's backpedaling. He said Chris got me beat. I don't know. I ain't gonna believe nothing until I see it.
So I'll be printing I'll be printing you 4 of the tubes, Tim, to hold these wires down and zip ties over. I'll print you a camera mount. Like I said, Session or GoPro, let me know. Or if you have an action cam, let me know what it is, and I may be able to hunch up a print down for it. And then I'll print one back here that goes here. I'll show you. So everything yellow you see on this, and I'll do your chin bumper, and then I'll print you this for the SMA connector back there.
Thomas said, but it's too cold. In the cold, I have a negative number. John said, Crystal's cookie giveaway may get this channel viral.
All right, so let's figure out the wiring on this guy, because I've never wired one of these before.
Squish said, Chris just Michael Jordan that power lead. Right, Vampire? We all have our own style, baby.
Well, we got Raz, Chuck.
Well, no.
Power input, smart audio, video, and then this is probably what the feed for the camera, 5 volts. Is I'm right?
No, you
I'm
ain't
saying
right.
on the board. I don't see it marked nowhere.
Well, Vampire's saying that yours is bigger, but Chuck is saying that Vampire flies better.
And it's sleep.
Raz said, yep.
All right, cool beans. Appreciate you. It's kind of what I thought.
Tim said, I just got a sub from Subway. Gotta say, it's the best dog food out there. Ooh, Birdman is going out of town Sunday dinner. Homemade lasagna. You gonna send me a piece, right?
So I'm gonna go ahead and remove these here. I like to remove these instead of just cutting them off, whacking them off. So some of you guys know all about doing this.
Doc, you want some more of those lemon cookies, babe? Or do you want the oatmeal?
Lemon's his favorite.
I know, but Doc said, I want cookies.
I tried to tell her.
You didn't tell me Doc wanted more cookies.
I told you I wanted some more cookies.
That's you.
So see, then we remove them, and then they're out of the equation all the way. We do not have to worry about them. Ray sent me a photo. Appreciate you, bro.
Vampire said, yeah, because running the camera through the flight controller is for losers.
For sure on that, John. I'm with you. Yep. Smith Audio.
I thought so. Doc wants more lemon cookies.
And then I always like here, I'll just nip this. Say, I always use that plug for something else. The camera. For sure. Alright, well, we need those. That's all we need.
Doc, babe, I'm sure you two may be getting together before then, but you will definitely have lemon cookies for your birthday.
Chuck's like, oh, hell to the no. He isn't coming and getting my damn cookies. Alright, so I'm going to be hooking that to.
Vampire said, no, don't remove them. They are there for reasons.
Huh?
Too late. John said, I didn't even know you could do that.
And I'm going to power off of the Z main power for the VTX because I like to pull less off the flight controller as possible. As far as 5 volts we have to have for this.
Oh,
the
God.
camera I run here, and I run 9 volts for the camera, and pretty much that's it.
My cookies apparently are gonna get ready to start a war. Chuck said, fuck Doc, you love me more. Chuck, You got cookies for your birthday. That's only fair that Doc gets cookies for his birthday. You brothers need to play nice.
All right.
Squish said, Chris don't love us no more, Chuck. Didn't you see that video?
All right, so we're gonna put that there.
Chuck said, I'm fat. I need more than Doc.
Right? What I wanted. All right.
Oh, Squish said, we're inside chicks now. Gotta get used to it. Well,
which was it? It was TX.
Doc said, bull,
That's
I'm
a
skinny. I'm trying to get fat, so I need them. Now, Thomas said, what kind of VTX is that? It looks wild.
It is the iFlight. What the heck was it called? Where did I just stick it? Oh, there it is. It does look pretty cool, don't it? Looks like a little mini amplifier. The iFlight Force. Now, is that so the white wire is a telemetry then, not smart audio?
Uh-oh.
It says RX, but
Raz says, I love you, Squish.
okay, no, they run it to the TX. I see it now. Okay.
Raz said,
Okay.
I love you, Squish. Squish said,
I'm on it.
Chris, it's over. Raz man loves me now.
Fuck you, Chris. I mean, I love you. He knows he still loves me.
Chuck said, 1 watt VTX. Boom, baby.
I don't know though. He did send him 20 pairs of Alright, so we're gonna go video to this one.
Night Train sounds like he's trying to sing a song.
Why?
RX goes to the TX on the FC. TX goes to the RX on the FC.
Yep. That's right. Get that blob off that gun. Always keep that solder blob off that tip. Because if not,
You always want to keep your tip clean.
I can guarantee you it will fall in one of your motors or onto one of your pieces of electronics that you don't want. Instead, I like to wire the VTX to straight power. It always seemed to work out for me that way too.
Vampire said, Chris is killing me right now.
Why?
Because you is not listening to him. He said it's going to be iFlight noisy video after the yellow wire goes to the FC.
Huh? It's a what? Say that in English once. It's a Mamba, bro. I usually have pretty clean video. What you saying?
John said, Chris, do you wipe the tip with a wet sponge?
Nope. I wipe it on my silicone mat now. I used to. I gotta get in there to see now. I just wipe it right on the edge of the silicone mat now and just scrape the stuff off of it.
No, John, the mat does not burn.
Nah.
Vampire said, in other words, Betaflight OSD is stupid. Run that shit right to the camera.
Betaflight OSD is stupid.
Squish said, if I didn't run my videos from my flight controller, I'd break all my batteries instead of most of them.
I mean, you could put the camera.
Good night, Chuck.
Night Chuck. You could put the camera VBAT on and have voltage, but I usually don't have no problem with Beta Flight OSD.
Rob is in the house.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so we got that. Receiver. And the freaking ones put it back. So you run your VBAT through your camera then, John, huh? You don't use the Beta Flight?
He said, exactly. All you need is voltage.
I mean, I know
Night
that.
Train said, it's only power to the battery. The signal still goes to flight controller for LSD.
Yeah, you're still getting right. So I still power through the main power. It's just my video goes through,
Said,
and
next time we go out,
a video back over here.
Video.
I got clean video. Trust me. But yeah, I get what you're saying. If you go directly from here into here, and then run your VBAT of your camera, which this one's capable of doing. You run your VBAT over here, and then you just get your voltage off your camera, and you can just bypass all of that in your video. I totally get what you're saying. But I usually have pretty dang good video. I say that, and this one won't watch. But that's why I run the cap. Try to get nice solder joints. They say run all your grounds together, but that helps. I've seen some do it. So we're going to wire. So let's get wire the receiver up.
What frame is that?
This is the TBS source. Actually, I'm sorry. This is the RDQ source one. Like I said, I'm not sure what's going on there. Ordered the TBS ones, and that came in. But they're the same exact frames that I have noticed, because I had the TBS source one, and it's pretty much the same. They changed these 4 screws from black to silver, and then I don't know if the thumb inserts or something that's just with the RDQ, or that's with the new source ones also. I haven't got any in yet. Just newer source ones. What time is it?
8:47.
Right, 8:47.
Right. Rob said, ooh, TBS got their pennies in the bunch over your frame.
Yeah, it's like I said, I know a little bit about the stuff that's going on with it, and it's ridiculous. I just like the frame, you know.
Night Train said, so my biggest complaint with the FO flight controller ESC is cheap pins. Not very well connected. Already had to fix 2. Wires slipped out of the connector.
On the diatone?
He said the FO. I don't know what that is. The FO. Is that the one you
Flight
used
1.
in the new one, Mike?
I've heard other people say that too before. And that's what I'm thinking about, because that was the whole grape with the whole
Yes.
right. So that was the whole grape before with the flight ones. That's why the whole cricket board was set up that way or something, where you could solder everything. Alright, so that camera. Let's see what on the front here. This in here, screw together. Yeah, they've had, like I said, the thing with the frames going on. I know that. Somebody wasn't playing by the rules. And I know who the somebody is. I just don't want to get caught up with it all, but ridiculous. But when money's involved, I guess that's what everything happens.
Money and greed are always involved.
Loosen this up here. So this is the plate that you put on
Right? Rules? We don't care about no stinking rules.
to make up the difference for a full-size frame. Which I'm glad they all started incorporating these little brackets. It makes life a lot easier.
Oh, Lord.
What?
John said, FYI, if Chris can build a quad in 3 hours, that will mean he can build 2,920 a year. Just saying.
Actually,
How many of you already built this year?
this I've built it in a lot less time than 2 hours or 3 hours. I mean.
Yeah, but that's just an average. You've already built what? 3 this year?
This year so far, built Ryan's.
Counting this one.
Counting this one, built that one. Built yeah. Yep.
So this makes number 4.
Yes. For this year, this year 4 already.
That means you got 2,916 more to go.
Shoo.
Get busy.
Y'all better start hitting me with something. Shoot, that's a lot.
Night, Vampire.
Night, John. Thanks for hanging out, brother.
Yeah, the one that looks like the dragster. The rat rod.
Yep. No, this goes in here. A little bit of wiggle room. There we go. Lock it in. Then we'll give it that much here. And
Night, Raz.
Night, Raz. See you later. Appreciate you hanging out.
Everybody's got little ones. Just put their kids down.
I understand that. I'll keep that feedback wire on there just in case one day it's needed. If you got news, we can take a break and you can do the
I've got
news.
news.
You guys want to hear the news, or I know what that's gonna be.
Rob said, shit, mine would be wound up till midnight. That sounds like Rusty when he was little.
I hear you.
Bedtime, hang it up. Let him wear himself out, and I never had to fight with him going to bed.
Right.
He said, bouncing off the walls.
I hear you.
John said, my kids are out with their girlfriends.
Ours are talking with his, so similar, John. This Mamba, I tell you what, I'd like to go back and figure out how many Mambas I've actually soldered up. Because, shoo. Listen to this diatone. I push your shit.
Wow. Eric said, I'm strict. Bedtime, 8 o'clock. Shoo. Right, Rob? I'm usually eating dinner around 8.
I think that.
My schedule's all jacked up. Doc said, girlfriend, what's that?
That's definitely going to be good for a 6-inch prop, not hitting there. So, forget. I like to leave the camera button out, especially, like I said, new people getting into it. Because then Tim could just plug in the camera and figure it out, like the settings and stuff that he might want. So, all right. Crystal wants to do the news, guys. So, I'm going to walk away for a little bit. And
You gonna stretch your legs?
stand up, let me get some feeling back in my ass.
Why do you want to feel your ass?
And I believe I could just tilt the camera up. She sits in the chair here. Huh? Do you believe this, please, and so? Sit down, little doggy.
You gonna dial me in?
Oh, maybe not. Oh, there we are.
Where me is?
There we are.
Crazy thing is, I can't see.
Oh, my legs like, oh.
You alright?
Doesn't look like fun. Oh, look where my feet and bunny is.
Mm-hmm. Anybody who gets up, he's like, up, you're mine now. Alrighty, guys.
News.
We're gonna redo that because the volume was up.
News.
Thank you once again to Mr. Greg for the intro. Intro news tonight. DJI brings back the Phantom drone a year after it vanished from the stores. Specifically, the Phantom 4 Pro V2. In November of 2018, DJI claimed a parts shortage had left the Chinese drone company without the ability to produce its Phantom 4 Pro. By April, the company's entire iconic Phantom lineup had mysteriously vanished from store shelves. But 14 months after the company's flagship went AWOL, it's back on sale this month. DJI told DPR Review that the part shortage is now over and the Phantom 4 Pro V2 is now back on sale as of January 6th. And sure enough, you're able to see it in stock at DJI's own official store, B&H, Baidig, and Amazon, coming in at $1,729. Yes, that's more expensive than the $1,499 it originally cost in 2018. Does it actually make sense to buy the somewhat quieter, lower latency 2018 revamp of the late 2016 Pro model of this early 2016 drone? Perhaps. Its 1-inch sensor variable aperture, and 30-minute flight time are still a very potent combination. Even if the Mavic 2 Pro can fold down and has a couple other tricks up its sleeves. But after seeing some intriguing new directions for drones at CES, such as the Falcon Bicopter and Autel's Evo 2, not to mention the Skydio 2 coming, it may make sense for the would-be drone pros and tech enthusiasts to possibly keep on waiting. All right, guys. In other news, y'all ready for this? Seattle to get pot delivery drones. And no, I'm not talking about flower pots. When cannabis was legalized in Washington in 2012, jokes soon followed that it was just a matter of time until Amazon starts a service to deliver cannabis to your front door via drone. That hasn't happened yet. But recent news indicates that it may not be far off. Last month, Seattle-based GNR Holdings announced plans to launch a new service in February or March in the greater Seattle area. They'll start with a fleet of 6 drones to deliver cannabis products from wholesalers, growers, and processors to the dispensaries, with each drone equipped with an iPad and software to allow tracking and the required CanaTrack payment system for closed-loop payments on delivery. The drones can handle payloads, I'm not even sure I want to tell you all this, of nearly 90 pounds, 40 kilograms, and have a range of more than 6 miles, 10 kilometers. The delivery flights will be flown by licensed drone pilots. Yes, please, please, please. And monitored from a command center in Seattle. One benefit includes sizable expected savings, with projections that this delivery method will be low as 1/10 the cost of a van or sprinter-based delivery. More pluses include the carbon footprint reduction, taking those delivery vehicles off the roads, and more jobs. The company announced it plans to hire up to 20 people to charge, calibrate flight systems, and maintain the fleets. Can you guys imagine?
I can handle it.
Quote, also, it's a fucking drone flying across town hauling 85 pounds of top shelf flowers, hash, and edibles. That's some straight Bud Blade Runner stuff right there. End quote. So while acknowledging the aforementioned benefits, there are still some obvious concerns. I don't want to be the Daryl Downer regarding the drones, but come on. That's a lot of weed being flown in the air via a drone. So, the next question is, how do you sign up to be a pilot
Right.
of the newest pot flying drones?
Simon.
In other news, once again, guys, Colorado authorities have officially said they have found no criminal activity after another investigation into those mysterious drone sightings. For the last couple weeks now, I brought this to you. Kind of strange. They've spent a lot of money. Can't find anything at all.
Max Air, welcome.
Colorado investigators have said they found no incidentals of criminal activity following an investigation into a mysterious drone sightings over Colorado and Nebraska. How much money have they spent investigating? Colorado investigators have quoted that since they brought out their large plane that we discussed 2 weeks ago, they have spent upwards of $1 million trying to investigate mysterious drone sightings. But none of their investigations did not substantiate the drone reports. The department said Colorado officials have received 90 reports of drone activity between November 23rd and January 23rd. Of those, 14 were confirmed to be hobbyist drones. It is also said that of those 23 drone reports since January 6th, 13 of those were which determined to be planets, stars, or small hobbyist drones.
Alvin, welcome.
6 were ruled out as atmospheric conditions or commercial aircraft, and at least 4 could not be identified by law enforcement. Maybe they're one of those UFOs that MD's building. Shh, you didn't hear that here. Colorado has a significant presence of legal, professional, and hobby drone operators, according to the findings in the release. Based on the data gathered and analyzed during these investigations, Colorado Department Police will scale back proactive operations, but will continue to respond to and investigate reports of suspicious activity. And while officials can't say they've quite solved the mystery, they've ruled out a lot of activity causing concern. We will continue to remain vigilant and respond as new information comes in. Earlier this month, the Colorado Sheriff's Office has said they were meeting with local, state, and federal authorities to get to the bottom of the issue and ask for the public's help in identifying a command vehicle. We are looking for a closed box trailer with antennas or a large van that does not belong in the area. Until now, they still have yet to locate said vehicle. But they are closely monitoring the drone situation and are in contact with the FAA regarding the heavy drone activity in eastern Colorado, and are encouraged that they've opened a full investigation to learn the source and the purpose of drones. The source could be multiples. The purpose is to fly, have fun, and enjoy our hobby, including possibly, if you're in that Seattle area, these new pot delivering drones. If you see one, snap us a picture of it. Send it to us, and we'll feature it on the Drone Network. It'll be the first of its kind for sure. But hopefully Mother Nature cooperates with everyone, and you get outside. Finally, I've heard quite a few of you who have not gotten to fly in 2020 yet. Hopefully this is your weekend to get outside, enjoy it, plaster that smile on your face, grab that transmitter, and have a ball. 'Cause that's what it's all about. No matter what, we still got time to enjoy it. If you can't get outside, fly a whoop.
Or 5-inch inside.
God help. Fly a simulator. If the wife doesn't mind, fly one of the bigger ones. But either way, enjoy our hobby, guys. And I'm going to turn you back over to Mr. MD95 TSI, and we're going to continue building. No, Tim actually wants his quad to fly.
Oh.
He wants to hear her come to life tonight. Not go, oops.
Let me grab a battery for when I do that.
Yeah, you don't want me to build. No. It'd be interesting to say the least, but no. I'm not the master builder. That's that one. Once again, homie Paul, he's done ran away.
Got to grab a lipo.
And he didn't get anything to eat.
Power. We'll tilt you back down at this moment.
Going down.
Get your lock back in. Not too bad, right? The eyeballs. All right, where were we? Oh,
Building a pot.
that's right. All right, so good to go there, there, here. So that's the receiver, the camera. Get that back there. Shrink wrap that up. Let's get this other camera plate on over here. I like how they make these camera plates fit really tight anymore. Like you gotta like finagle it in. Just gotta watch our remote wire over here. But they work real well like that, being that tight. Holding that camera. Alright, we're gonna pick this up and put that in there. I foresee this coming. Matter of wedging it down in there. Sometimes, there you go. Sometimes I will remove that front standoff if need to be. So we had that there, that there. Welcome to everyone that came in while Crystal was doing the news. Let me get over here to chat. I can see chat here. Props off. Welcome. Stupid autocorrect. Yeah, I hear you. It gets me all the time on Messenger. Which camera was that? Access. Which one do we use on this one? Here it is. This is the Foxeer Aero Mini Pro camera. Here. See that? Focuses it. There it goes. I like the Foxeers. They run pretty good.
Oh, why did you block my chair?
Ha! Tim's got the spirit. Either fly or blow it up. That's the spirit for sure. So we're gonna plug in here. Now I have heard these things will smoke on plug-in. I hope to God we don't have that. I'll be quick to unplug if we do. So we got that there. And motor wires, like I said, the motor wires look ugly right now. You guys know me and my OCD or whatever you call that stuff won't allow that to stay that way. Let's go ahead and put some nuts on it. And always remember before you power up to plug in this one has an MMCX connector. So always remember to plug this in and have an antenna screwed onto there because you want it to have something to catch that load that thing's gonna push when you plug it in. If not, it could go smoky. And I guess I gotta put the receiver on it, but that's I'm gonna do it. But see, that could be done later. So on. Now some are wondering, yes, this is kind of thick wire for your receiver, but what I had here instead of digging some out. So thicker the better. What you think so far, Tim? And watch your lipos also on your bench while you're soldering. Keep it like a million miles away, because one little of that freaking soldering gun will just ruin it and send things all over the place. Like I said, the LEDs, I'll get them all straight. I'm not really worried too pressed about doing them on camera. But like I said, they had to go on there at this moment. Okay, that one started. Keeping up with chat.
Mm-hmm.
Keep on our toes, guys.
I was catching up and reading my comments during the news. Everybody wants to sign up for that job, just like I knew they would. Man, as soon as I saw that headline, I was like, that is going on the Drone Network news. That is newsworthy. Definitely newsworthy. Can you imagine 90 pounds of pot flying over top of your head? Just think of the smell. How are they going to contain the smell? I'd be like, the hell was that? Follow the nose.
Two of my most favorite things flying.
Well, it's like people said, that's a hijack waiting to happen.
True. Okay, so we're going to turn this around.
Max Air said your builds are all very nice. All done.
Thank you,
You're
sir.
still in build mode.
Appreciate it. I'm not going to worry about tucking that in right now, but I'll give you guys what I'm going to do with it. I'm just going to roll it around, tuck it in like so, and then come right out on the arms with zip ties, and then shrink wrap them. So we got to make sure that does not touch while we do that, because that could get ugly. And remember, anything touching carbon fiber is no good. Like that, that don't even risk that doing that. So for now, I will just put a piece of tape across that. Just because it's not mine, like take a couple steps when it's not mine. It sucks when it's mine and it happens, but you know, when it's ours, guys, we tend to treat our stuff a little different. But others' money, you have to respect it. And like I said,
asked earlier, where you got a Mamba from? You can buy Mambas normally at RDQ, Pyro, quite a few, but right now everywhere is sold out of Mambas. Keep your eyes open. They will be back in stock. It's like a constant rotation. Normally when one place goes out, people run to the next. They buy them there. They sell out. Within a very short period of time, Mambas are usually very back in stock. So just keep your eyes open.
And they are, you know, popular. That's why they go quick. But they did a good run this time. I got to give it to Diatone. They get a lot of them out there. This time, usually they would, man, they'd run out so fast. But
Tim said, looking awesome to him.
Awesome. That's what matters. You know, especially.
And it all depends on which Mamba you're looking for.
If you're looking,
because the
right,
Mamba
MK2,
the stack
$40
will
one.
go out very quickly. If you're just looking for the flight controller, you can usually find that. But just remember, don't just stick with one, because there are numerous different drone companies, and there are actually quite a few that actually are really good. So,
and if you're you know trying to do a build and right now you're looking for a Mamba, and if they're yeah, the MK2, the $40 Mamba stack, if you're looking for one of them right now and you're not finding one, don't sweat it. Like Crystal said, give it, I'd say about a week, 2 at the most, and they'll have them back in stock. So they definitely will be back. They have done this before, run out and have to get back in the game.
Looks like right at this moment, Banggood has them.
And
If you wanted to wait.
I would not suggest buying them from there, to be honest. You will wait your brains out, and I just can't suggest them anymore, to be honest with you. So okay, so now where we're at is I got my SMA connector plugged into my VTX. VTX wired up, receiver's wired up, camera's wired up. I like to take a meter when it's not mine.
Even diatone site
And
is sold
some
out at this moment.
Some may laugh. I call it continuity tests. What happens there is it will, anything crossed up or touching, it will let you know if something like that is going on. So you go ahead and take that and test your XT60. Red to red, black to black. You may get like a beep right away. That's because your cap holds a little bit of power. As you see, we didn't get that. It's every now and again. So this one's checking out to being good. Now remember, you could have a faulty piece of equipment that could also smoke. This isn't going to tell you that. You could also buy what they call a smoke stopper and plug in. I just run with this, and pretty much we're good. So if something was wrong, you would hear this when I touched over to here. If I had a positive or a negative jump. And that's what I did with the LEDs. So let me show you. So to make sure, when I bolted these to the frame, I went ahead and touched the negative on here and then touch here. And as you can see, if this was grounded out, it would beep. And it's not. So that's good to test, because I knew I was going to be putting a bolt through here and going into the frame. So they just stamped that to give it some kind of, I guess, good rigidness for the bolt to come through and hold on, instead of it just being that fiber board, cardboard, or circuit board there. So it's all test. We're all good. And we say we got everything ready to go. Let me give it another look over, just to be curious. I don't have the LEDs wired up right now, so they're not going to come on right now. But like I said, I'll get all that straight off camera. Just want to kind of make sure we got everything else covered. All right, we're ready to plug it in and see what happens. And that we have.
There you go.
Chime in.
Another successful chime in, which means another successful build.
And let me get.
Tim, your lady has come to life tonight.
Let me get my
She's
monitor
got her first
here.
heartbeat.
We'll see if we got eyeballs.
John, if I'm averaging right, I think a 30 by 30 Mamba stacks like somewhere between $75 and $80. Leanne, welcome, babe.
Leanne, welcome. And I'm picking up the OSD, but I'm not picking up a video yet. So something's going on there. I got something. I have to check out what's going on there. Everything's soldered in and all good.
Leanne said it's too cold. He hasn't flown his racer in a month. That's
I
because he
hear
got
ya.
used to that southern warm.
But just not having eyeballs through here, that's nothing. That's something just go through and track down, figure out what's going on. So this is the first time we're using this VTX. Normally I use the
Believe me when I
TBS
say,
Unify.
when you receive your lady, she will be 1000% ready.
Oh yeah, I'll actually do video. You feel that thing's warming up already, so I don't know what it's setting on, what's the settings on it right now and all that. So I'll get all that figured out. But yeah, we have chime in, so that's always a good thing.
Props off had to change my Fox here from PAL.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense.
And made a plate. Didn't you have to do that with your other one?
Yep, because everything is hooked up there. It's powering on everything. So Like I
John
said,
said,
these
can you
jets
lay
there.
that top cover on? I want to see what this piece is going to look like.
Yes, that's going to be our next step. Well, yeah, I won't tighten it. I won't go ahead and put it all the way on because we'll have to pop it back apart. And then on the top plate, you just kind of just put something in there and pry out a little bit. It kind of locks itself right in. There you go. So like I said, just don't picture the stuff hanging out of it. Picture all this fancied up. And that's what we're working with. And I will get, like I said, the camera working. No problem. But that's it.
John said, wow, that's a sweet ride. There you go, Tim.
Oh, I get you.
Your lady has received her first heartbeat and came to life tonight.
So if you see that, if you can just picture when you see it next time, it will look like this, but just picture blue, 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 and blue, blue, everything yellow, blue. And it'll all be tidied up. The antenna will be out the back here, cords over out the side, so we'll get her. And I will also do some flights on it when we get her all together, and that way I can post it on my channel, or I could do a video and send you the file and you could post it on your channel. However you want to do that, that's not a problem. And like I said, on the LEDs, I'm gonna get this all tidied up. This won't look like this at all, I promise. I have what they call snake skins, which is the stuff here, and I will wrap these wires and they'll be totally almost invisible when we're all done. And then I'll get put some of the foamy feets. Maybe if we can customize them this way, and then that way we're just covering up one LED. And I'll throw a little super glue across there because the LED will warm up and want to peel the glue up. So that'll all be taken care of. And for the most part of it, there she is. And once you get the wire looms on here and get that covered in, it really starts setting it off. And like I said, I'll get that video there figured out. It's probably, like I said, going in like Props all said, and changing some settings in there. Usually the Fox ears are good. I don't usually have no issues at all with them. But
Yes, Birdman, that is the 20 by 20 stack.
no, oh, this one in here? No, this is 30 by 30, Mike.
Huh?
Nope, 30 by 30. I usually use 30 by 30s. Mike.
That's the 405?
That is the F405, yes, 30 by 30. They have the F405 Mini also.
Oh, okay, my fault.
Which is the diatone 20 by 20.
Yeah.
Push come to shove, you can use that, not in a 7-inch. I'm not sure the ESC on the amps and all that would handle that. But Mike, yours got the 20 by 20 in there because we already were ahead of ourselves with, remember, trying to cram everything into the other frame, so it just worked out. I like how this one worked out with putting that BTX on top there on that stack. Just make sure nothing gets too warm under there, but once you're moving, the air keeps all that cool. That's one thing, guys, to remember too. A little tip: plug in and just don't leave it just plugging in on the ground. You don't want it sitting there a whole lot before you take off. So get everything ready, and then when you're ready to take off, plug in, arm, and go in. Get her up in the air because.
No, John, wait. The 30 by 30 F40 or F405 is about $45. I was looking at the
Yes.
30 by 30 that is a F722S. It's a different 30 by 30. It's the more expensive version. The F405, babe, you can get for about $40 to $45
Yes.
when it's in stock. But those are 30 by 30.
Yeah, so for a 5-inch, you kind of want to have like a 30 by 30. You're going to do like a 3-inch, then like a 20 by 20. Let me see, I got one right handy here. So this is a 3-inch Acrobrat, and I just printed these wells and put on here. But
what would you suggest putting in the frog?
If you can see in there, in your frog, 30 by 30. the F405 30 by 30. Same one here. And what you're gonna do, John, is you're gonna do exactly what I did here. All metal standoffs, and you're gonna take the stack apart and make it fit. Let me show you what you're working with here. That's why I like having all these drones, guys, when someone asks me about a question, because John is asking about this here, the frog. This is the Transtech frog light frame. If you guys don't know, this is a really, 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 really good frame, and it flies beautiful. But there's what you're working with, John, as far as room. So as you can see, it's definitely doable. Just the taller standoffs. So if you're pushed to use like a taller standoff, then you're going to get in trouble with your distances here. And I actually have a Pyro VTX in here, which is the normal, the thicker one there. So you could use a Unify Pro and find you some more room down in there. But as you can see, it's really not bad. Like I said, this is mine has a PDB. As you guys can see, it's just in case you guys watching don't know. So you see these out here on my arm. You didn't see me build these, put these on Tim's drone, because this has 4 individual ESCs. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if anybody already knows this, I'm not trying to make you feel stupid. Please don't act like that. Just trying to explain, because we have some newer people watching sometimes. And so this is a 4-in-1, meaning you have all your ESC and all is built into one circuit board, and it goes under your flight controller. To where in here I have a PDB, a power distribution board, which all the positive and negatives hook to, and then the signals hook to the flight controller. So that's why it looks so much different out here. So you could do this setup, John, or this, you really could do a Mambo, because if you look in here, I already have 2 circuit boards, 2 30 by 30 boards in here, and to be honest with you, it's not much different than at PDB. So I think a Mambo would be really good in here with the, I know you already got the Zing E-motor, so you'd be really happy with that setup, to be honest with you. And then the camera, I really like where we're going with the camera nowadays, because you see this setup here. This is a mini, but it also has the bracket to fit in a full size. Now, this has a full size run cam, the Rotor Ride Edition one. So you do want to watch if you're going to run a high tilt, because, well, you can see there it's a full size, and I got, you know, pretty good angle on that. Because your limit is going back, you know, like so, because your board, think about, you know, where that's at, and your board's right here. So I'll probably show you better on this side. So you see right there. So if you're a crazy high camera tilt, you might be touching your board by the time you get all the way back. But that's the good thing. The camera option nowadays are out there. You can stick a mini in here with that bracket setup and have so much more room and clearance. But they're nice frames. I really like them. The builds are really, really cool. I've built 2 of these, I think. Yeah, 2. I built this one, and I built you guys know the other guy I built one for. But cool build. You really like that frame, John.
Leon wants to know.
Leon, I'm sorry,
get together
buddy, hey.
and whoop race. They got the spot. He just needs to know what date and get you up there. Told him to pick a date, and we'll be there.
Yeah, for sure.
We're available just about any weekend.
And this, like I said, I'm getting the car back together and all, so I'll be definitely
right
free
now we have
coming
one car,
weekends.
so give us a heads up on the day of the weekend. Don't just call like on a Saturday and say, hey.
And Leon, Crystal still has to get these out to you. Like I told you, I'm done give them to you, so they're definitely yours. And I'll get her to get them to you. We've been going through a whole lot of stuff here, so. But yeah, I'm ready, man. I have quite a few of them ready to go, ready to rip.
John said, okay, I really appreciate the show and tell bro.
No problem, brother. That's what I like to do. Share the info.
Now, Leon says, can you recommend a good cheap stack for a brushless 1S loop?
For
Gotta get his fix.
stack, I would try to lean towards. I don't know that. I think for price wise, you're probably going to be in around $40. I think either way you go. Mamba has a board. Uh, this is the all-in-one. What's it? The beta board, beta PV or something like that. I don't like this one with the built-in receiver. It's just FR Sky Protocol. But Mamba has one of the diamond boards. I think it's going about $40. I haven't really seen them down lower than $40. So if anybody has any ideas out there, please share it. Beta FPV, they pretty much have it locked up. Their boards are pretty nice. The aliens, I don't have none.
Night Train says Mobula 7 runs the crazy BF4.
Yeah, you got the Moby. Like I said, that's roughly about 40.
Soft said the Mamba AIO is what I'm looking at, 20 amp ESC.
Wow, they're putting a 20 amp on them little, whoa, all-in-one boards, huh? I do have a F4 I could show you.
John, if you're still here, babe, I did not know, but apparently the more expensive 30 by 30 that I was referencing has built-in Bluetooth.
So this is, yes, the
F7.
The F7, yes, has Bluetooth.
That's probably why it's more expensive.
It is. It's $80, and that's what I was trying to tell you guys earlier. That F7 versus the F405. I'm not saying don't buy it, that I don't see it, but I just can't see spending that kind of money. I guess if you're into the Bluetooth, the whole Speedy app thing, I guess that's a good thing for you.
Uses the F7 and loves it with the Bluetooth.
Okay, see, there you have
That's
it.
why
And
I
nothing
learned
against
it had the
it.
Bluetooth.
Nothing against it at all. You know, it's just I don't see the need of spending the $40 extra. I have it in my BFF. The F7, the diatone. Like I said, it runs smooth. Don't get me wrong. It's right there. But just me, the money. I'm cheap, so I'll take the cheaper one. But this is the Speedy B F3 and this one. But yeah, I think for money wise, you're going to be in about $40. To be fair, because I haven't really seen them boards any cheaper than that. I've tried to find one before, the Whoop board, to try to get in because people wanted me to build them a Whoop before. So I tried to get it under like a good price, but it's just really hard because you guys know the smaller you go, the more, like you could build a 3-inch and be in it just as much as a 5-inch. And those smaller motors are just as expensive as our large, you know, the ones we normally use. Just Bluetooth on that. And like I said, like Prop Talk, you know, use it. Some are into the Bluetooth. It works very well to use the Speedy app thing. I just use the smart audio and then my laptop. But there's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, if you're into it, there's a lot of people I know run the F7s and the Pyro stack with that F4 and that Pro 32, and I've heard results of saying they're getting smooth, really, really smooth flights out of it, like as good as like Falco and things like that. So I would definitely say the technology there. It's just something that I don't pick up on. And like I said, price has a lot to do with it. That's really the big factor. $40 more. But guys, I think I'm pretty much done here for tonight. Like I said, we'll figure out the video issue on this, what's going on, which I don't see that being too big of an issue there. Just go through, make sure my wiring is. When you get talking online, sometimes you might miss something or something like that. Multitasking, and get her all tied up, buttoned up with get the prints made up for it. And then Tim, I'll shoot you a picture of everything once I get it all together and then get all that LED figured out and stuff. Get that wired up and whatnot. But it's going to be beautiful. I can't wait to take it out. I'll have to go out with a. I'll turn my Fat Sharks out real bright, and we'll see how this camera does at night. I'll take it out in the field and run it, and maybe Crystal will come out there with her camera and grab some shots of it with the LEDs and all underneath of it. That'll be pretty cool. 20 still watching. Wow, that's awesome.
We've had an amazing stream tonight, guys.
You guys have, and I want to say thank you guys, because last week really showed us that it's worth to keep the drone network going, and then this week you guys are really awesome, and we appreciate your time, appreciate you hanging out with us. We're gonna do more of this stuff. I got Leon Vander coming on next week. If you guys don't know what Leon's involved with, check out his channel. He is in the racing. He is insane on the sticks. I did build the racer. Leon, I'm going to probably be stealing the motors off of it for that other Apex, and I have a Pro 32 to go with the F4 flight controller into it. But I'm not going to give up on the frame. I do like the frame. I like the way it's built. But we're going to have him on next week, guys. Stop in, check us out. If you guys want to come on and just talk about, you know, the hobby, on how you got started, whatnot, poke around, put a name with or a face with a name, so to speak, and let us know. We'll get you on the show.
And a special thank you to Tim Cox for having the faith and confidence in MD to build his first FPV quad.
Indeed.
And welcome to this side of flying, my dear.
Yes.
We look forward to watching your progress as well.
All of you guys that have faith in me to do your builds and all, I really appreciate you for that. I'm glad to have the ability to be able to do it. And it just goes to show that what I put in my own quad, you guys really like. So that's, you know, why you have trust in me, and I appreciate it. Like I said, it's fun. This is fun to do this. Build someone else's quad online. I like doing it live streaming. That way they get to watch it and share with their family, their friends, that they've, you know, what they've had built and stuff like that. That's like awesome. It's like having a custom car built, but you know what I mean? A car costs you so much more money.
Well, it's like John said, wow, I get to watch all this training and learning so much for free. And I get a thank you. Like Arnold said, I'll be back.
I appreciate you, John. Yeah, and that's the main thing, you know, to document all this. And so someone could go back and just watch it. That's why I try to explain little things as I go through. And to be honest with you, I have gotten messages saying thank you for going off the beat and explaining some things, you know, because I'll be like, this isn't necessary for this, but I'll explain it to you. And it's helped a lot of people out on a lot of areas. And another thing, guys, I know you noticed I haven't been commenting back on my videos on my YouTube. I will get back to that. I'm now trying to like schedule everything out and figure it a whole 9 yards out on the YouTube and stuff like that. But I definitely will get to the comments on it. I do heart it, so I know some days I'm like heart. You're like, damn, he really loves me. It's just because I'm going through them all and hearting them. I definitely, and I do read them as I go through. I just get lazy on responding back anymore, and it's kind of like on the edge of burnt out, but I'm not. It's kind of like rebounding more or less.
It's like I told you all before, life happens. It happens to all of us, including us. And we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And we appreciate you guys being patient with us. But, just like John said, we'll be back next week, Friday night, once again, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we hope that we get to see every single one of you once again.
Indeed. Like I said, next week, Leon Vander's going to be on. So we'll see what Leon's gotten into. Like I said, he's went to nationals and all that. Some of you know that. So we'll get to hear about that, how that went, and where he's at now, or where he's headed and whatnot. So join us next week, guys. Again, appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching us and hanging out. And we will catch you next week on the Drone
Love y'all.
Love y'all. Be cool, fly, get into trouble, break things. Night, guys.